Each day we live, of course, we are part of the history of our times. But there are certain days, certain events, in which we clearly feel like we are part of a historical moment. One thing I would like you to think about over the semester are moments when you felt history happening, when you realized you had experienced an event that would shape the world in which you live. I'm going to ask you to write about this for your first discussion board. You can see the specific assignment at the link for the discussion board on Blackboard. Now you can write about an event big or small as long as you explain clearly why you felt that you were a part of history at that moment. Now some of you may end up choosing the same events, such as 9/11 or the election of Barack Obama. That is why it's important to explain your unique perspective. What happened to you during that event? At what point did it dawn on you that it was historically important? And perhaps how has the passage of time changed your thinking about this event? To get us started, I want to share an experience I had on November 4th, 2008, which was Election Day. I had watched the election returns with some friends on the Upper West Side. When the election was called for Barack Obama at 11 p.m., it almost seemed a little anticlimactic. We had thought we would be in for a long night. Soon, though, we heard people screaming out their windows and cheers out on the street. People were standing in the middle of Broadway, singing and chanting, "Yes, we did." We went out and joined the crowd. It was hard to believe that the police were standing by and letting it happen, but the real excitement came when my friend and I got on the subway at 103rd Street. Instead of describing it, I'll show you some video. The singing went on all the way to 42nd Street, when a lot of people got off the subway to celebrate in Times Square. I later found a video someone else shot that night on the same subway on YouTube, and thousands of people had watched it at that point. Being on that subway car made me realize on a whole new level how important the election of Obama was. I mean, I had understood intellectually the historical significance of the first African-American president being elected, and how happy many people would be that Democrats had won this particular election. But I hadn't expected the sort of pure outpouring of emotion from usually cynical New Yorkers, for people to express such joy in public. There was a feeling that the world really had shifted, at least a little bit, and that the shift had to be spontaneously celebrated. As I'm recording this, it is July 2009, 6 months into Obama's presidency. Of course, some of that exuberance has faded as the reality of the Herculean tasks he faces, with 2 wars, a shattered economy, trying to reform healthcare, etc., have settled in. But I still think of that night often, and I realize no matter what happens, the significance of that night is still there.